imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we pave the road to the crown with the Extreme Motorsports 99. We are coming to you live from Michigan International Speedway, bringing you the Career for Veterans 200 as Chase race number 4 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. I'm your commentator, Sean Zulu. I am joined by my good friend and producer, Dave Everly. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great, Sean. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing good too, thank you. Well, Dave, last week we ended the race at an amazing note as we raced the Samson Motorsports 125 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. In that one, Tom Wetmore did bring home his second win of the in the Chase Series. Is trying to make history repeat itself, or make history better at the same time, as he won 3 of the 5 Chase races last season. The question remains, is he going to be able to pull that off this season, this Chase Series? Fingers crossed. But Dave, going over tonight's race at Michigan, tell us a little bit about what we're dealing with weather-wise and track temperature-wise.
Well, once again, we are here in Brooklyn, Michigan, Michigan International Speedway, taking a look at tonight's weather, 78 degrees, track temperature of 103 degrees, the wind out of the north at 2 miles an hour under partly cloudy conditions.
And the drivers have a 65% fuel limit once again, as usual. 65% fuel limit for 85 laps, just like we had last night in the Pro Can-N cars. But the Pro Can-N cars do run 50% fuel limits compared to the trucks, which run 65% fuel limits, which we'll still expect to see at least 3 pit stops in order for the drivers to be able to make it the full length of the race, 85 laps. Well, once again, recap from last week's race. The Samson Motorsports 125 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Wetmore brought it home. 48 of Curtis Vermer came out second. Cody McFadden third. Scott Mitten fourth. Zachary Kraser fifth. Adam Eisenhower sixth. Chris Gibu seventh. Marty Ray eighth. Vern Bradley ninth. And Travis Pryor did round up the top 10. Moving on to our current point standings as of this week. The points have changed a little bit, We have a new leader in points, Tom Wetmore, going from second place last week to first place in points this week. Zachary Crazer bumped down to second place from first place, but not to worry, they're only spread out by 4 points, and both Zachary Crazer and Tom Wetmore are teammates and working together. Well, working together, I use that loosely because, you know, once it comes down to it, it's going to be every man for himself. Scott Mitten third in points from fourth place to third. Travis Pryor from third place to fourth. Ken Ladd from fourth place to fifth. Hunter McDaniel from fifth place to sixth. Vern Bradley from sixth to seventh. Chris Gibby from seventh to eighth. Curtis Vollmer still ninth in points. Chris Thorman from 8th place to 10th. Gary Wubot from 7th place to 11th. Marty Ray from 9th place to 12th. And Matthew Ozenbach. I believe Matthew Ozenbach last week talked to us that unfortunately he won't be finishing the chase season, unfortunately, due to them not being able to give him another truck. Very unfortunate indeed. But that is the first through 13th in points in the chase so far right there. Well, things will be very interesting when we see you guys in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. Gonna give a couple of shout outs right here. We do have Timothy Petit. Good to see there, Tim. Good to see there, buddy. Firebase Racing TV. Good to see you. Let's see, not for me tonight, guys. Oh, it's Garrett Robinson. Oh, Garrett Robinson is racing as well. Yeah, it says root for me. Absolutely. We'll be rooting for you there, Garrett. Probably don't need our cheering because you are an amazing driver as it is. Jay Pryor, good to see you there again. Rooting on the 81 of Travis Pryor. And Pat T as well. Pat T, usual suspect. Rooting on the 81 of Travis Pryor. Well, let's see. Timothy Petito is picking 57 Hunter McDaniel as his pick for the win tonight. We know Jay Pryor and Travis Pryor are picking on, Pat T and Jay Pryor are picking on Travis Pryor. And let us know out there in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, who you're rooting for tonight. Because once again, it's an amazing field full of stars. With that said, it can be anybody's race. 85 laps, trucks, and what can go wrong? Well, we have now advanced into the gridding mode, so we will give the drivers a few seconds before we go down the list. Just a few stats here. We had Tom Wetmore once again won his second chase win last week at Vegas, and he had 6 wins in the regular race season before the chase began this season. We also have Scott Mitten, who was leading in the regular season and kept Tom Wetmore in second place. And Travis Pryor as well already has 1 chase win under his belt, so he too is trying to have more than just 1 chase win. Well, going over our current grid, we have Hunter McDaniel, the leader in points of the Pro K&N series here. He is representing the Maverick Motorsports team, starting on the pole tonight. Marty Ray right beside him. Chris Gibby starting 3rd. Justin Roden 4th. 81 of Travis Pryor 5th. Cody McFadden 6th. We have Tom Wetmore, new points leader 7th. And defending champion at the same time, Garrett Robinson, Firebase Racing 8th. Scott Mitten 9th. Adam Eisenhower 10th. We have Zachary Crazer 11th. David White 12th. Curtis Vollmer 13th. Vern Bradley 14th. The 8 of Jamie Christensen 15th. The 17 of Tommy Haynes 16th. 33 of Vernon Markheim 17th. 11 of Ken Ladd 18th. We have 51 of Johnny Dressler. I haven't seen Dressler in a while. He is back here tonight in 19th place. The 4 of Brand Kuo last night, sponsor of the Pro K&N series, the Drive for Rocco 170. Drive for Diabetes Awareness. Check, don't guess. Starting in 20th place, rounding up the top 20. The 5, Gary Wubot 21st. All 5, Tommy Amati 22nd. Chris Thorman 23rd. And Andy Starcher being the last driver qualifying in the 24th place. And down this list here, rounding up the rest of the field, we have Mike Franklin, Nick Hunt, and Dustin Hart. It's going to give us a 27 car field, or 27 truck field tonight, as we are now rolling for the first time, this time by being led once again, Maverick Motorsports driver himself, Hunter McDaniel, up front. And once again, for the new viewers out there, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And for all the regular viewers out there, welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network. We want to thank every single one of you, because without you guys, we are nothing. And I just want to thank ExtremeMotorsports99.com for having the Dre Broadcasting on board the action train this season, as we are about to finish this season nice and strong. Tonight, Chase Race 4, and the next race, Chase Race 5. The race of the championship, I should say, the race of the crown, because that will be the season finale on September 12th, because next week Extreme Motorsports is off due to iRacing maintenance taking place all of next week. Well, fingers crossed. Chase Race number 4, Careers for Veterans 200 by the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Track Series. Hague's in turn 4 this time by Going Green. Let's get it done. The pace car is off. Hunter still holding pace speed. He puts down the floor. That's catches drivers off guard. On Travis Pride. Mr. Restart himself. All over 24 of Chris Gibew. Gave a bump of a lifetime to Chris Gibew, who was costing him quite a bit on that restart. And 27 just rode on the outside, trying to draft off the 6.5 of Marty Ray, but still getting up to speed. So that draft won't kick in just yet. He does drift way high. Is he going to go back down low? He might go a little bit lower. Most likely trying to get a slingshot off the exit of 2 by 81 of Pride. Goes up the outside. Big check on the outside. 27 Justin Rodden to back it down. 46 of McFadden to the inside of Rodden. And the 81 of Travis Pryor. We are green. Lap 1.
Yeah, we saw some good green flag running last night. Hopefully we'll see it tonight. Tom Wetmore, last season's champion, moving up into 8th position as he is looking underneath the 27 of Justin Rodden, right behind there Travis Pryor. Adam Eisenhower currently running back here in 9th position. Sitting there in 10th. Second in points, Zachary Kraser currently running in 10th position.
Almost definitely. So far, the 97 Robinson trying to make some moves as well here in the top 10 behind the 6 of Wetmore. He dropped down to the inside of the 27 Justin Rodden, and Rodden will try his best to get up there here before too long. And 6 of Wetmore already making moves, and as we have seen all season long, obviously every time Wetmore takes the race lead, it's extra difficult to take it away from him. And so far, he is working his way up to the front, gaining already, let's see, about 2-3 spots here in only a matter of 2 laps. So these guys still making some moves. It's the same thing as it was last night in the Pro K&N series. Make those moves while you can, because once those tires go, it's going to be game over. And for the back in the pack, Vern Bradley behind the 39 of Zachary Kraser. The draft is very strong. The good thing about the trucks is that they do draft way better, or at least it seems as though they draft way better than the K&N cars. So these drivers tonight will end up getting more bunched up or staying more bunched up. With that said, it's going to be extra difficult for the leaders to pull away, like most tracks. So far, Marty Ray behind Hunter McDaniel. They are about a tenth of a second between each other. And so far, the draft at the same time is keeping them together. But they just might be working together as well to try maybe to pull away from the rest of the pack. But Chris Gibew, Travis Pryor, oh, big wreck, Travis Pryor involved in it. The 46 of McFadden as well in it. The 11 of Cadillac gets a piece of the action. Big wreck on the in the turn. Looks like they started with the sideways driver of Travis Pryor. Let's back up on Travis Pryor and see what happened.
Well, as we pull up the Dre Broadcasting instant replay here, we are looking at the 81 of Travis Pryor. 6 of Tom Wetmore. It got into his back end. He got down in that grass, and up he came and around he went. Really unfortunate there. It also looked like Ken Ladd might have been involved in that as well. Ooh, this is gonna. But if 81 of Travis Pryor could get down on pit road, get that thing fixed, he might have a chance here, but we are still being led by the 57 of Hunter McDaniel.
Absolutely, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that one. And Travis tried his best to save that machine, counter-steering for days. But unfortunately, it just ended up snapping hard right back onto the track. And that did worsen the incident, very unfortunate indeed. Hopefully, but absolutely, if he goes down pit road, he will be able to get a brand new machine. And once again, here in the track series, they do have only 1 backup truck compared to the K&N series where they have 2 backup cars. So here it's only 1 backup truck. So this most likely will shake things up and change most drivers' driving styles or racing styles. But going back up front, Tom Wetmore staying out, but everybody else down pit road as we speak. And we have some new viewers in the chat as well, Melissa Ladden and Kathy McHenry. Good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And also the 4 of Brent Kuo did decide to stay out, so far gaining 11 spots overall. From the 20th place spot to the 9th place position behind. Actually, he's going to be in 2nd place once they cross start finish line again, because he is right behind leader Tom Wetmore. And Vern Bradley going down pit road, Tommy Amasi down pit road, and everybody else down pit road except for the 2 drivers up front, Brent Kuo and Tom Wetmore. And in the K&N cars last night, the tire wear wasn't the best. At the same time, it wasn't at its worst. So we're going to see exactly how this does here tonight.
Well, Sean, we had a little bit of an issue down on pit road. We do have it up on camera. As we're going to see the 65 Marty Ray trying to come out of the pit. He is going to spin it sideways. Looks like he is going to make contact with the 14 of Vern Bradley in the 8 machine of Jamie Christensen down on pit road. So we had some extracurricular activity there on pit road on the exit.
Oh man, absolutely very frustrating indeed on the exit. Oh yeah, just slammed on the gas a little too hard there on exit out of his pit box. And that caused that, and as we speak, he is going down pit road one more time. He will be able to use his only backup truck and will be able to stay competitive out there, but very, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that. But going back up front, new race leader 4 of Brent Kuo staying out, but Tom Wetmore giving up the race lead to go down pit road for some service. So far, only Brent Kuo is going to have, let's see, 5 laps more on his tires compared to everybody else. It might not be too bad, might not be too good, but fingers crossed we'll find it either way. Find out.
Yeah, it's still early in the race. We still have 79 laps to go here of an 85-lap race here at Michigan International Speedway. I tell you what, I love this track. It's a fast track, but you got to hold on to that wheel. So I'm looking forward to more excitement as we go on throughout the night.
Yeah, more excitement indeed, and so far already seeing a lot of heavy movers. We've had, let's see, 3 lead changes this far, and a lot more lead changes to come. Vern Bradley here being shown in 7th place. Let's see, Vern Bradley, you know, we talked about how he was involved in the incident there with Marty Ray on exit of his pit stall, or pit road. It looks like Vern Bradley was not affected too much by that. So he is being shown here in 7th place behind the 97 of Garrett Robinson. And we have a lot of team drivers working together here tonight. Gonna try and get down this list. Performance Motorsports, Vern Bradley, and 19 of Andy Starcher. Outlaw Jagger Racing, Zachary Kraser, Curtis Vollmer, and Tom Wetmore. Outlaw Jagger once again, Zachary Kraser, Curtis Vollmer, and Tom Wetmore. JCR with Tommy Haynes and Jamie Christensen. Down the list here at Eisenhower Racing, David White, Jason Eisenhower, Marty Ray, and Adam Eisenhower. Maverick Motorsports, Ken Ladd, Hunter McDaniel, and Travis Pryor. And Firebase Racing Team features the Johnny Dressler and Garrett Robinson. So we see a lot of different drivers tonight working together. So far they are trying their best to pull each other through this chase series, so they can be able to, even though they're not all going for the win, they're still trying to pull through for maybe a 1 through 4th respectively as a team, because that would be something. But going back up front, we are now back 1 to green, still being led by Brent Kuo. Hunter McDaniel right behind him on the inside. On the outside is Justin Rodden being pushed by the 24 of Chris Gibew. And the 5-lap order difference, or 5-lap order tires on Brent Kuo might work against him, or maybe it might not make too big of a difference just yet. And maybe unless, not unless we have a long run, but fingers crossed, we're about to find out.
Yeah, most definitely, as they are now coming through turn 4, getting ready to go back green flag racing here in Michigan. Brent Kuo's going to lead them to the green flag here on lap 8, coming on lap 9. Pace car is off. And hot diggity dog, here we go. Green flag racing as Brent Cool jumps on that throttle, gets out to a good jump. Justin Roden going to keep second. Hunter McDaniel's going to be sitting in third with Chris Gibu sitting in fourth.
And that 14 of Vern Bradley on the outside line trying to make some moves here in front of the 97 or behind the 97 of Robinson. The 48 of Curtis Bowman, 51 of Johnny Dressler. Johnny Dressler's appearance in the top 10 right now here on lap number 9. And is getting nothing but strong on the inside, but behind 14 of Bradley's 39 of Zachary Crazer. Zachary Crazer trying to increase the momentum, the speed of the 14 of Vern Bradley on the straight stretch. And Vern Bradley makes it stick nice and tight on the outside, and strong on the outside line. And it's a little bit early. Usually the outside line comes into play later on in the later run of the race. But right now it's only lap number 10, so I'm pretty sure the outside is not as fast as they might want.
Yeah, but they gotta. Some people gotta run up or get that rubber set before it'll come into effect. Vern Bradley holding his own there on the outside. As looks like the 51 of Dressler is just going to edge him out, but here comes Zachary Crazer. Ken Ladd sitting right there behind him with David White sitting there in 11th. Dustin Hart sitting there in 12th, so we got a little hornet's nest of trucks here.
Yep, and Zachary Crazer just following the fastest line so far. He was behind the 14 of Bradley last time we checked about a lap and a half ago, but now he dropped back behind the 51 of Dressler. And they were able to single file get around 14 of Vern Bradley. And so for the next big position is 48 of Curtis Bowman, 97 Robinson, Chris Gibu, Brent Cool, Hunter McDaniel, and Justin Roden. And actually, speaking of Justin Roden, Dave, we have a lead change. Justin Roden taking over the race lead as we speak. Hunter McDaniel second, Brent Cool bumped down to third place.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, we did see Tom Wetmore go to the back of the field after that incident with the 81 of Travis Pryor. He has already jumped up to 16th. But here's the thing. He has only got a 4-point lead over Zachary Crazer. But there is about 7 positions difference. So, technically, if the race ended right now, Zachary Crazer would be our new points leader.
Absolutely. Zachary Crazer definitely would benefit greatly from that and would like that a lot. But unfortunately, he's going to have to push it and keep Tom Wetmore, his teammate, behind him all race long as much as he can, so he can be able to take back all the rightful hits, which was that lead in points. And behind for the 4 of Brent Cool is the 48 of Curtis Vollmer and 51 of Johnny Dressler side by side for 5th place.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of action here. Going a little further back, Marty Ray now back in 19th position. Adam Eisenhower, another fast driver, sitting there in 20th. Chris Thorman, he's got a little group back here. He's got Vern Markheim, Tommy Amassi, and Scott Mitten sitting here. So we've got action all over the track.
Yep, and last night in the Pro K&N cars, we noticed how the machines were. Oh, the 48 of Curtis almost placed contact with the 4 of Brent Cool. They were able to keep that straight. No harm done from both drivers. Almost exchanged the lowest paint scheme for the drive for diabetes awareness paint scheme on Brent Cool. But I was gonna say was last night in the Pro K&N cars, we saw a lot of a lot more single file than side by side due to how much power those machines have compared to these trucks. With that said, they have a little bit less room for error compared to these trucks. So these trucks, you can really push them as much as you want with the caution flies here on lap 14.
Well, that looks like that is going to involve the 8 of Jamie Christensen as we pull up the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay. We are going to focus on the 8 of Christensen as he was running side by side with the 19 of Andy Starcher coming out of turn number 2. He gets into that wall. Andy Starcher gets turned around there. Not sure exactly who it was, but unfortunately Jamie Christensen's going to go down to the inside. He's going to lose a lot of positions, but doesn't look like too much damage.
Absolutely very unfortunate indeed for all drivers involved in that. That definitely could have been worse. And absolute great awareness by everybody out there, making that as minimal as it could get. But Jamie will be going down pit road to get, most likely get a brand new truck, because most of that damage is on the front end of it. And that's the worst place to have the damage, because then your top end is affected, without a doubt. But going back up front, Justin Roden still leading. Hunter McDaniel second, Garrett Robinson third. And Garrett Robinson has made his appearance in the top 3, first appearance in the top 3, gaining 5 spots this far. Curtis Vollmer from 13th to 4th place, and Johnny Dressler from 19th to 5th. On the restart, he did start in the 9th place spot, and he's on the way up to 5th place, but right now Justin Roden leads everybody down pit road as we speak. And speaking of how close the points are, let's see. So like Dave, I talked about, Tom Wetmore and Zachary Crazer, first and second place in points, are only separated by 4 points. Second and third place drivers, Zachary Crazer and Scott Mitten, separated by only 4 points as well. And let's see, we have Scott Mitten and Travis Pryor separated by about 7 points. The closest one we have so far is going to be between Travis Pryor and Ken Ladd. These 2 drivers separated by only 1 point. That is 1 point. So they're going to try and minimize those penalty points, incident points, or penalty points that they receive for any bad things they might do on the track out there, to try and better their chances and overtake each other there in the point standings. And going further down this list, Hunter McDaniel, Vern Bradley separated by 3 points. Vern Bradley, Chris Gibby by 2 points. And Curtis Vollmer and Chris Thorman as well, only separated by 1 point. We also have Gary Woolbot, Marty Ray separated by only 2 points. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of drivers separated by only a matter of points, very few points. So one driver's mistake is another driver's benefit. So these guys try their best to exercise extra caution to avoid that. Well, going back up front, looks like Justin Roden was able to get off pit road first. Yep, yeah, he was the first off pit road, but Tommy Massey did decide to stay out this time by. I figured that Tommy Massey was trying to lead a lap, but he gives up his position to go down pit road this time by. And the previous leader takes it back, 27 of Justin Roden. And right behind him is it's going to be the 57 Hunter McDaniel. You know, that's changed. So Justin Roden, Tom Wetmore, Garrett Robinson, Curtis Vollmer, and Hunter McDaniel, 1st through 5th, respectively. And Dave, judging from the last run we just had, on the last restart, we talked about how Brent had 5 laps over the tires compared to everybody else, and it didn't take him too long before he lost the lead. I mean, he lost the lead, but he didn't lose too many spots. He went from 1st place to about 7th place in 3 laps, and pretty much just stayed there. So I'm not sure if the tire was that bad, or maybe he was just trying to maybe just take it easy.
Well, I mean, you're still early in the race. We still have, looking at 69 laps to go. I think now's the early time to try to see, okay, what can I do? Can I stay out? Well, how will the truck affect? So I think Brent Cool was just getting a feel for it, maybe to try something later on in the race.
And it's actually a very, very good point right there you just made. And speaking of Brent Cool, I remember last time we spoke to him, he did talk about how he really loves to experiment all race long, you know, before halfway all his experiments, to try and see how much he can push it and where the limit ends. So basically that is very accurate. So here before too long, we most likely will see him getting back up towards the front, but right now he is back on the same strategy as everybody else. So it's going to make things even more interesting than it already was. And going back to Tommy Massey's status check on Tommy Massey is going down pit road one more time as we speak. Looks like Tommy is trying to go to the back of the pack here, just like he always does here before the halfway in the race, to try and stay out of trouble. And it always works out for him, same as the 5 of Gary Woolbot. But going back up front, we are now back 1 to green, still being led by Justin Roden. Behind him, 97 of Garrett Robinson. On the outside, 6 of Tom Wetmore, who will be pushed by this 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And Wetmore has come back from the back of the pack to the front of the pack in only a matter of laps. So he's proven to be a very, very fast driver. 48 of Curtis Vollmer is going to try and take that away from him. Zachary Crazer as well. So far we have the Outlaw Jaguar Motorsports team on the outside, 1st through 3rd. Well, Tom Wetmore, Curtis Vollmer, and Zachary Crazer.
Well, I'm taking a look here. It looks like Tom Wetmore's trying something a little different. He is trying a two-tire strategy. His pit stop was only 8.4 seconds. That got him up into second. So we're going to see how well a two-tire pit stop does against a four-tire pit stop.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, that just might make that truck unbalanced, make it loose, make it tighter. Fingers crossed, we are about to find out. Yeah, before too long, it just might work in the favor of Justin Roden, Garrett Robinson, and the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Exiting turn 4, going green, this time by. The pace car is off. Justin Roden puts it down the floor. He does catch the drivers off guard, but Wetmore sees it. Coming 48. 97 Robinson as well, side by side here before turn 1. The drag race. But 48 will edge him out. Entering turn 1. And already up front, the 6th of Wetmore already making moves against 27 Justin Roden for that race. It looks to his inside. He just might have him on the exit of 2 by Roden. Will get a slingshot. Nope. 6th of Wetmore will chop his nose off. But the slingshot will end up dying. The slingshot of Roden due to his nose getting chopped off. He goes the inside crossover move, entering turn 3.
Yeah, great move there by the 27 of Roden as he is riding side by side. We got 3 wide for the race lead. Here comes the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. He is in this mix now. Meanwhile, Garrett Robinson just sitting there. We are going to go on his in-car because he is just sitting there watching this all happen.
Yeah, 48 of Vollmer did end up backing it down to let them go back double wide, most likely trying to set them up for the long run. 57 to McDaniel, Robinson here behind the 6 of Tom Wetmore. 3 machines on the outside, very close to each other. 27 Justin Roden on the inside still, trying to take back his race lead, but so far no luck. Well, he edges out the 6 of Wetmore here before turn 4. But with the outside lines momentum gain on the exit of 4, he just might have him. No, he's going to push him up the track to try and side draft him and slow him down. And look at Robinson right there. Davis trying to poke his nose into this thing, trying to take it 3 wide. He just might have him. No, he backs off. Henry turn 1.
Yeah, there's no reason to really push it unless you have to. We've got a long race still ahead. But I tell you, this is getting exciting here. We are seeing 3 wide battles for the race lead. Meanwhile, Tom Wetmore is going to get around Justin Roden. He is going to jump out front here and be leading here on lap 21.
Behind them, 39 of Zachary Crazer, Hunter McDaniel side by side for 5th place. These guys giving it all they have. You try and keep each other behind them. You try and provide each other with the best view of each other's rear view decals or tail light decals, and Ken Ladd as well being side drafted by the 48 of Curtis Vollmer on the exit of 2. Hunter to the inside of 39 of Zachary Crazer, the 11 of Ken Ladd will follow his line. You try and increase that top end here using the draft. That's going to suck the 11 of Ken Ladd into the back bumper of the 57 to Hunter McDaniel, but Ken Ladd does back it down and the gap increases.
Going a little further back here, we've got a battle right here between David White. He is battling Travis Pryor. Travis Pryor looking to jump here into the top 10. He is technically in 10th place, so he has found his way back up into the top 10 here as he is battling David White for the top 10. Marty Ray sitting right there behind him as he is riding right behind the 17 of Tommy Haynes. He's got the 14 of Vern Bradley right there behind him as well.
You can see right now, Cody McFadden was watching the battle between David White and Travis Pryor, and Pryor was able to make the pass against David White successfully and left the door open for this 46 of McFadden to occupy White's inside as well, and he will do so successfully here all over the front stretch, entering turn number 1, and right behind the 14 of Vern Bradley making moves on the outside, at least trying to, despite his left side damage sustained on pit road. Oh, 46 of McFadden gets the bad stuff. The inside, the closest lane to the apron, that is very deadly. He went sideways, no harm done to anybody else but himself, unfortunately, because he did lose all the spots he gained, all his speed, all momentum. He's going to have to back up and do it again. And this will really bunch them up even more. 14 of Bradley side by side, the 65 of Marty Ray pushing on the 46 of Cody McFadden here on this straight stretch, on the front stretch, entering turn number 1. but the gap does increase. Looks like Vern Bradley's left side damage is affecting the machine's top end, because looks like he hit a bad invisible barrier of air, which did just slow him down on that straight stretch, despite the heavy draft from the 46 of McFadden. But right now here on the exit of 2 throughout the backstretch, entering turn 3, see Trent Focus notice to the inside of the 6.5 of Marty Ray. Going a little bit up front, Dave Robinson to the inside of the 6 of Tom Wedmore for second place. Robinson trying to make his way up to second place and then hunt down the leader after getting around 6 of Tom Wedmore. But so far, Justin Roden having a Sunday drive, doing the Q line, at least trying to do the Q line while defending his lead so far, because Wedmore and Robinson trying to take it away in a heartbeat. And you see it right now, because Wedmore and Robinson are battling side by side, that is increasing the gap in between them and the leader, Justin Roden. So the more they battle, the more he smiles, but they do go back single file, and because they're battling the end of Zachary Chris does catch up to them here on the exit of 4. Oh, Robinson goes sideways off turn 4, was able to somehow hang on to that. Once again, that inside line, the closest lane to the apron, not the best lane. It's known to get machines loose, and so far Robinson being the second victim, almost claimed by the apron, or by the lane next to the apron.
Yeah, this has turned out to be an exciting race. We've got battles. It looks like Robinson there might have got a little bit into the wall. Here comes the 11 of Ken Ladd looking to his inside. It's Curtis Farmers, Brent Cole, and Dustin Hart riding right back here. Travis Pryor sitting just back here in 10th position as he is trying to track him down and continue moving up towards the front, as we are now 59 laps to go in tonight's race.
And Ken Ladd to the outside with the help of 48 of Curtis Vomer. Curtis here trying to most likely just figure out which line is faster, which lane is faster, and then follow that lane. He goes back down to the inside behind, and he's on Robinson. Robinson trying to drift high here, trying to get a little bit of a slingshot, but he does lose some time off turn 2 due to him having to lift, avoiding pushing up into the 11 of Ken Ladd. They do go back single file for 48 of Curtis Vomer all over 97 Robinson's bumper as we speak. And at this point, Robinson definitely feeling the pressure of the 48 of Curtis Vomer being all over his rear view. That is the worst feeling possible here, or worst feeling ever when you're in the cockpit right there, is knowing that any mistake you make will be benefited greatly, or a great benefit for the driver behind you, your greatest opponent, and you will be a victim in no time. And the Revolution second match of tonight, the 26 of Dustin Hart. Dustin Hart, dead start, dead last, and back in 9th place. First appearance in the top 10 behind the 4 of Brand Cool.
Yeah, getting 20 positions there. Cody McFadden there starting 11th. He's up into, started 6th, dropped down to 11th there. Tommy Haynes starting 16th, now up in 12th. Let's see here, Andy Starcher here started 24th, currently running in 20th after we've seen him with an earlier incident. So, we've got a lot of guys here. Kind of weird here, though. Adam Eisenhower sitting here in 22nd position. We're used to seeing him closer to the front.
We are used to seeing him closer to the front, but unfortunately, I mean, for tonight, most likely, he's probably changed up his races, our driving style. But unfortunately, you know, he hasn't been having much luck lately starting up front, but he most likely will work his way up to the front here before too long. And right behind him, he is being pushed by the 05 of Tommy and Massey here on the front stretch. By entering turn 3, they do end up separating. And so far, Adam Eisenhower, his next victim is the 24 of Chris Gibew.
Going back up front, we are still being led by the 27 of Justin Roden. Tom Wetmore second. Hunter McDaniel sitting there in 3rd position. Ken Ladd 4th. Zachary Kraser rounding out your top 5. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect time to go ahead and take our first commercial break of the night. Once again, you are watching the Dre Broadcasting Network as we are bringing you the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series live from Michigan International Speedway. We'll be right back.
You wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Careers for Veterans 200 for Chase Race 4 of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series. Well, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And for all of you who would like to be a part of this action next season, because the season is coming to an end, which means sign-ups are opening up, check them out at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. On Monday nights, they run the K&N cars, K&N series, and the road series. On Tuesdays, right here, the truck series. Wednesday nights, Xfinity series, and Thursday nights, the Cup series, which is the A cars. So Wednesdays and Thursdays is broadcast live on the OSR network with Joe White right here on YouTube. And Dre Broadcasting covers Monday night Pro K&N series and Tuesday night Camping World Truck Series. So if you guys would like to be a part of the action, check them out at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. There's ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme, sort of the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Well, going back to the race, we are being led by Tom Wetmore, Hunter McDaniel second, Ken Ladd third, Justin Roden fourth, Zachary Crazer fifth, and so far running up the top five. And last I checked, Justin Roden was a tenth of a second behind Tom Wetmore, and that was a lap ago. But something happened to Justin, and he has lost 2 more spots. He's sitting in 4th place behind 11 of Ken Ladd, so maybe the tire is finally starting to play a factor or a toe against him. And last night in the K&N series, the pit window was the maximum they could go on their tanks was about 28 laps. And from the calculations I made, it just might be the same here tonight, 28 to 30 laps, so I should say 28 to 35 laps. So if that's the case, we should expect to see some green flag pit stops here in the next 5 to 10 laps. Well, scratch that. First green flag pit stop taking place right now. 24, Chris Gibew down pit road. First driver pitting in, Jim Christensen as well, following him down pit road with 25 laps on their tires.
Well, kind of running towards the back. Sometimes you got to play a little short pitch strategy, try to get that track position. So we are seeing already green flag pit stops. As the leader, Tom Wetmore, is going to go ahead and pass up the entrance to pit road. He is going to continue to stay out as he is leading with a 7/10 lead over 57 Hunter McDaniel.
Yeah, then pit road right now getting busier by the minute, getting busier by the lap. 50 Scott Mitten down pit road this time by. And once Tom Wetmore pits in, it's going to influence everybody else to pit in. Like when we talked to Tom Wetmore last time about his pit strategy, he talked about how there's so much pressure when you're a leader, when you are a leader or the leader, because, you know, once you pit in, that's going to influence the majority of the field to pit in. But if everybody else behind you pits in before you while you're still leading, that could be very, very pressuring. So that really could influence the leader's decision as well. But right now, pit road again busier. Hunter McDaniel, Ken Ladd, Travis Pryor, Dustin Hart, Marty Ray, Brent Kuhl, Johnny Dressler, Gary Woolbot, David White, Chris Thorman, all down pit road this time by.
Yep, where you're going to see pit road get really busy now is it looks like just our top 9 still need to pit.
Yep, only the top 9, and so far Wetmore backing it down. Nope, his speed is increasing. Well, it increased for like 2 seconds, but it goes back down. He is going down pit road this time by. Leader pitting in, and at this point, most likely everybody will follow his lead. Yes, most of them do. We have Justin Roden, Cody McFadden, Vernon Markheim, Curtis Vorman, Andy Storcher down pit road, David White as well on pit road this time by. Only 3 more drivers left to pit in. That includes Zachary Crazer, Tommy Haynes, and Vern Bradley. And that did pass the race lead over to 39 of Zachary Crazer this time by. He is being shown 1.4 seconds behind, ahead of his opponent. That's going to be 17 of Tommy Haynes. But Zach is backing it down this time by pitting in as we speak. But Tommy Haynes staying out 1 more lap, taking over the race lead this time by on lap 44. Yeah, Vern Bradley did pit in, so everybody has pitted in except for the leader, the 17 of Tommy Haynes, going on to now 30 laps on his tires.
Well, Sean, we are at the halfway point here to tonight's race, which means one more pit stop. We should be able to make it on one more pit stop as we see the 17 of Tommy Haynes working his way around the 33 of Vern Markheim. Nope, he is going to back it down and make his way down onto pit road.
Yeah, and Dave, yep, one more pit stop is about right. And they will be, for the next pit stop actually, the next pit window is going to be opening in between, that's going to be laps number 68 through 75. With that said, Dave, the drivers most likely will be they'll only be taking enough gas to complete about 15 laps. And with that said, Dave, it's going to come down to a lot of different strategies coming into play at that time. Because, you know, with only 15 laps left in the race at that point, I'm sure it's going to influence some drivers to take 2 tires and not 4. Because the less time you spend on pit road, the most time you spend on the racing track, the better.
Well, during that caution, we did see the 6 of Tom Wetmore. He took 2 tires. Everybody else took 4. He ended up leading a lot of laps, as he is our current race leader. So it worked for him, but will it work for other drivers? Here's another scenario. We are 41 laps to go. We've seen these drivers go 28 laps on a tank of fuel. So in about 15 to 20 laps, that pit window opens. Is somebody going to try the short pit, get in, get their tires, get their fuel, and get back out of there, hoping that these guys are going to push it as long as possible so they can make up time? There's a lot of different strategies, so we're going to have to see what happens.
Absolutely, yep. That is absolutely right. And yeah, speaking of the Tom Wetmore strategy early on, that didn't affect him as much as we thought it was going to. Well, it didn't affect him like we thought it was going to. It actually ended up affecting him positively and rather than negatively. So that since he did that, it's most likely was going to influence most drivers to do the exact same thing. But when it comes down to the thing you're talking about how drivers can either short pit as soon as the pit window opens or run the tanks dry and pit in, makes me wonder that could work against them or with them. Because when they short pit, they will end up having way more laps on their tires compared to drivers who pit in later on or run their tanks dry. Because the drivers who run their tanks dry are going to have more laps on their tires, more grip compared to those guys in the later stage. Oh, I have one driver speeding off the track off the turn to the 05 of Tommy and Massey. The caution is not going to come out. The green flag stays out.
Well, we are going to pull up the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay, focusing on the 05 of Tommy and Massey. See exactly what happened here. Good driving by him. Looks like coming through turns 1 and 2 here. He is going to come down low, but he is going to shoot right up. Yep, he is going to hit that wall. That is going to send him down into the inside wall there. But good job there by Tommy and Massey. He's going to stay off the inside wall, get it stopped, get it spun around, and keep us under green flag conditions.
Absolutely very unfortunate indeed for the 05 of Tommy and Massey, but nice save and helping the green flag stay out and avoiding a caution. And we now have, let's say, 37 laps remaining at this point, and Tommy Massey is in desperate need of a caution. We have one driver a lap down. I just not noticed this. It's going to be the 97 of Garrett Robinson. Robinson is on pit road as we speak. I'm not sure if we caught this. I don't believe we did. Yeah, but Robinson's on pit road as we speak. Last time we checked, he was battling up front in the top 5 for the race lead with the leaders up there. But all of a sudden now he's on pit road. So something we missed happened a while back, and that machine definitely has seen better days. Oh, speaking of Robinson, he has now retired for the evening.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Garrett Robinson, a fast driver, but I'm sure we'll see him not next week, because we are off next week for the Labor Day weekend. So we will not be racing next week here at Extreme Motorsports, but the week after, we are going to crown a champion here in the Truck Series. Also want to give a big shout out to Rick Donathan Sr. That is the father of the league owner, Rick Donathan, who is in the chat right now, chatting it up. So everybody give him a good Dre Broadcasting hello here, and hope you're enjoying the race.
Absolutely right. Thank you for tuning in there, Rick. It has been a while. Both Rick and Rick Sr.
Yeah, it's been a little while. We need to get Rick up here in the chat here. I'm sure the fans from here at Extreme Motorsports, I mean, they watch these guys week in, week out. Sure, they would kind of miss good old Rick Donathan's voice.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, look forward to seeing Rick here in the near future here on TeamSpeak, hopefully, and up in the booth. It has definitely been way too long. So far, Tom Whitmore extending his lead to 3.3 seconds against his next victim or next opponent, the 57 Hunter McDaniel in second place, 3.3 seconds behind him. And Hunter does have a driver 2/10 behind him. He's 27 of Justin Roden, and that draft just might help Roden catch the 57 Hunter McDaniel. But actually, the gap just increased this lap to about from 2/10 of a second lead to a 4/10 second lead. So it looks like it's working against Justin Roden and with Hunter McDaniel. And Ken Ladd so far being challenged by 39 of Zachary Crazer side by side for 4th place. And Zach was able to get around the 11 of Ken Ladd here so far, but Ken Ladd would try and bounce back at him, and take goes rightfully his, which was the 4th place spot so far, getting bumped down to 5th place, still maintaining or holding the door, holding the key to the top 5. Scott Mitten here in this mix, the Ferocity Motorsports team. That's a heck of a paint team on the 50 of Scott Mitten's machine, right behind the 11 of Ken Ladd. Yeah, Scott Mitten was riding mid to rear pack all her race long, but finally now making his way up to the front.
Well, Sean, let's take a look here. I tell you, looking at our race report, we have 33 laps to go here at Michigan International Speedway. We have had 2 cautions here tonight, but we've had 11 lead changes so far tonight. Right now, the fastest lap time put in the race, 39.561. That was actually set by Chris Gibu.
Oh, most definitely 11 lead changes so far. A lot more lead changes to come. That's most likely easier said than done. Knowing Tom, you know, once, like I talked about early on in tonight's race, once he gets the race lead, it's very, very difficult to take it away from him. The best they can hope for when it comes down to it is hoping that he makes a mistake. But he is a man of a few mistakes. He has really become a better driver over the years and over the seasons. And yeah, Chris, great job, Chris Gibu setting the fastest lap time. And status check on Chris Gibu, he is running in 14th place behind 33 of Vernon Markheim. And for the back in the pack so far, we have the 5 of Gary Woolbot having a Sunday drive. His next victim is the 17 of Tommy Haynes, but they are about 2.5 seconds apart from each other. But so far, his next victim or opponent is the 51 of Johnny Dressler behind him. When we checked on Dressler last time, he was running up front. But it looks like Dressler might have had a bad pit stop. Actually, no, his pit stop was quite normal. Most likely had some other kind of bad luck early on in the race, but so far being shot in 18th place behind Gary Woolbot and ahead of the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. And Dave, speaking of Adam Eisenhower, you know, I should admit, you know, we talked about how tonight has been a different race night for him compared to every other 90 races. We talked about how he's always a front runner, but tonight something is totally different. So maybe Dave is going through something we don't know about. Maybe the machine is not as fast as he might want it to be.
Yeah, he might be having some technical issues. We did see him last night in the K&N series. He was running up front. Maybe he just can't get that truck to handle as well as he would like. So, but always look forward to seeing Adam Eisenhower. He's a great driver. And I tell you what, he puts on some great racing out here in the Extreme Motorsports 99.com.
Absolutely, and speaking of Eisenhower, right now he does have some right front damage on that truck, most likely due to getting too friendly with the turn 2 wall. So he's going to be the second victim claimed by the turn 2 wall. Unfortunately, the first victim was 05 of Tommy and Martin, right behind the 19 of Andy Storch. I haven't spoken much of Andy Storch tonight as well, but Andy has been keeping a very, very low profile. gaining 4 spots this far, trying to catch up to Adam Eisenhower and stay ahead of 71 of Chris Thorman. And so far, Tommy Massey hoping for a caution because he is being shown 1 lap down. Just went 1 lap down this time by as Tom Wetmore just got around him.
Well, going back up front here, looks like, well, Hunter McDaniel there. I'm not sure what happened to Justin Roden, but he is losing. I don't know if he got into the wall, but he was right behind Hunter McDaniel, but he is actually dropping here as he has now got the 11 of Ken Ladd down underneath. Also, Travis Pryor, look at that. We talked about him. He was involved in that very first incident of the night. And look, he is already up here in the top 5, running in that number 4 position.
Yep, he has 11 of Ken Ladd right behind him. Ken Ladd, Maverick Motorsports team driver, trying to take it away from him. And Ken Ladd finishing, having an excellent finish last night right here in the Pro Can-Am Series. But Travis now hunting down his next victim, next opponent, 39 of Zach. But the caution flies this time by.
Ooh, that's going to involve the 26 of Dustin Hart as we pull up the Dre Broadcasting replay. So let's take a look here on the 26 of Dustin Hart. As we're going to rewind it, he was riding right behind the 65 Marty Ray. Tries to go over, door slam with the 65 of Marty Ray. Heavy damage for both trucks. That is unfortunate, but I tell you what, some drivers are probably real happy to see this caution, as this is going to tighten the field up with just 26 laps to go.
Absolutely. A heavy smoke from the rear end of Dustin Hart, getting the worst end of that deal right there. And I was just about to say right before the caution came out that the pit window finally had opened. Well, the good thing is everybody's going to be able to pit in this time by and make it the rest of the way. We have 26 laps left this far. Tommy Amasi very happy. You see the caution. Going to be back on the lead lap here before too long. Going to be getting the wave around. Yep, he is right behind the 6 of Tom Wetmore. So far we have Tom Wetmore still leading. Hunter McDaniel 2nd. Zachary Crazer 3rd. Travis Pryor 4th. And Ken Ladd in the 5th place spot. Tom Wetmore leads everybody down pit road this time by, and everybody on the lead lap will follow. And just as promised, the 05 Tommy Massey gets around the pace car back on the lead lap on lap number 61. Great job to the 05 of Tommy Massey.
Oh, the 57 of Hunter McDaniel there slid through his pit box. He had to back up as we are seeing the 33 there, Vern Margheim, being the first off pit road. Here comes Justin Roden, Tom Wetmore, Hunter McDaniel, and Zachary Crazer.
Oh yeah, Justin Roden taking a 2-tire pit stop. This could work against him or work with him due to, well, making a conclusion from how it happened with 6 of Wetmore before him taking 2 tires. It didn't affect him too much whatsoever. He was actually able to maintain the lead until green flag pit stops had kicked in. So if that's the case, Justin Roden is in good hands, but fingers crossed. 25 laps left here in tonight's race. And Vernon Margheim staying out this time by. Going to take over the race lead if he stays out one more lap. But Vernon Margheim does seem to have some right front damage on that machine. And that definitely will affect him if he stays out or doesn't get it fixed.
Well, he actually went down pit road, so I think he may have missed his pit stall. Yep, he is making his way back down on pit road for his pit stop, because I did see him come off pit road, so just an unfortunate miscue there on pit road.
Most definitely, hopefully he gets that machine fixed. He's been a very fast driver here in tonight's race, and it's not over for him until it's over. Yeah, but going back up front, we still have Justin Roden, Tom Wetmore, Hunter McDaniel, Zachary Crazer, Brent Kuo 1st through 5th respectively. And this does give us some time for a race interview. So let's focus on one of the drivers here tonight. Let's focus on the 51 of Johnny Dressler. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by the Firebase Racing driver, 51 of Johnny Dressler. Good to come up there, Johnny.
Yes, I do.
How you doing tonight?
Great. Was able to finish my homework and able to make it on time.
Oh, copy that. Yeah, that's absolutely amazing to hear, man. Doing an amazing job so far. And Johnny, you made your first appearance in the top 10 in only a matter of 15 laps into the race. You went all the way from the 19th place spot to 9th place, and then 2 laps after that you were up in 5th place. But ever since then you ended up dropping all the way back. How's the machine feeling tonight?
Oh, it's great. We made a little bit of a mistake coming on pit road early on. Eventually ended up to an EOO penalty, so I had to move, or had to go to the rear, and then after going to the rear, we were able to kind of just regroup, and starting slowly but surely making our way up to the front again.
Oh, copy that. To the front you are headed. Hopefully see you have your first win right here in the Chase Series at Michigan International Speedway. That definitely would be something. But with what you've been noticing with your machine tonight, with how much you've been pushing it and knowing how its limits, what do you think, basically where do you see yourself on lap 85?
I'm hoping somewhere close to the top 5. I mean, right now starting 13th. Should be able to be a good restart here. Is low line looks very fast. See a couple problems in the outside line, so I think we might be able to get a good jump here. Hoping for a decent finish.
Oh, 10 for Johnny. Definitely look forward to seeing you in victory lane tonight. You're an amazing driver, very, very fast driver. Started 19th and kept, stayed alive all race long. Look forward to seeing you find 5th gear here before too long and see you in victory lane, buddy. Make us proud.
Thank you.
And that was the Firebase Racing driver, 51 of Johnny Dressler, starting in 13th behind the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. We are now back 1 to green, going green this time by still being led by Justin Roden. Behind him is the 57 Hans McDaniel. On the outside 6 of Wetmore with help of the 39 of Zachary Crazer. And Zachary Crazer, Tom Wetmore, these two teammates right now starting nose to tail on the outside line. This just might get interesting. Going green this time by. Pace car is off. Rodder puts down the floor. He does catch the drivers off guard. That will check up the field. That's gonna really spread out this field. Hunter to the inside of Wetmore as we speak side by side here before turn number 1. And Zachary Crazy is caught sleeping right now and is trying to play catch up here before too long. And Hunter to the inside of Wetmore. Occupying his inside, goes all the way down to the inside, short way around the track, and just might edge him out of the exit of 2 Knop. Slingshot engaged on the 6 of Wetmore due to the outside line advantage, and he will finally clear him here before turn 3.
Yeah, I think he took advantage of that draft there with the 27 of Justin Roden. Ooh, Justin Roden getting a little squirrely there coming through turns 3 and 4. That's going to let Tom Wetmore take over the lead there. He is going to drop back. So now our new top 3, Tom Wetmore, Hunter McDaniel, Zachary Crazer.
Oh man, absolutely very unfortunate indeed for Justin Roden, but a heck of a save. Oh, 17 of Tommy Haynes involved on his lid. The caution flies on lap 65. Gonna see who might have been involved in that. Looks like involved 24 of Chris Gibew and the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Looks like it started up there with the 17 of Haynes. Let's focus on Tommy Haynes and see what happened.
Well, as we are focusing here on the 17 of Tommy Haynes coming through, it looks like a checkup. I don't know. Chris Gibew out of nowhere just runs right into him, so I don't know if Tommy Haynes lifted, but man, that is unfortunate, as he is going to get rear-ended here by the 24 of Chris Gibew, and that is just going to send Tommy Haynes up into the outside wall. Looks like Tommy Haynes just lost a lot of power. Also, the 86 there of Adam Eisenhower also involved.
Yep, and that checkup was caused due to contact between 17 of Tommy Haynes and the wall, which did slow him down and really stacked up the field right behind him. But definitely unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved. And great job to every single driver out there. Minimizing that damage, because it definitely could have been worse, a whole lot worse than it was. Well, we are now here on lap number 66 with 20 laps left. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take our second commercial break this time by, so you guys can get your last round of popcorn and refreshments. We'll be right back, so stay tuned.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Careers for Veterans 200 for Chase Race 4 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. Speaking of Extreme Motorsports 99, if you guys would like to be a part of this action, since the season is coming to an end here before too long, signups are opening up. And for all of you who would like to be a part of the action racing on the track out there, check them out at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme, start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. On Monday nights, they run the Can-Am Series and the Road Series. Tuesday nights, Camping World Truck Series. Wednesday nights, Xfinity Series. And Thursday nights, the Cup Series or Gen 6 Series. And they also have an upcoming Dirt Series here in the near future. So if you guys like to see some sideways action, definitely you can tune into that or check into that and be one of the drivers. That is, once again, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E, start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Well, going back to the race here, we are now back one to green, still being led by Tom Wetmore. Zachary Crazy, his teammate, right behind him on the inside, and Hunter McDaniel on the outside with the help of the 11 of Ken Ladd. So teammates on the inside and teammates on the outside. Outlaw Jagger on the inside and Maverick Motorsports on the outside, first through fourth respectively. Let's get it done. Going green.
Yeah, we're going to be going green with 16 laps to go. That's right, 16 lap shootout. Now you got to remember, lap 85 is going to end the race. Lap 81, if a flag comes out after lap 81, that's going to end the race. So hopefully we get a nice, clean 16 lap shootout here to the checkered, as they are now entering turn 3 and 4, getting ready to go green flag racing here at Michigan International Speedway.
Yep, it is go time, ladies and gentlemen. Less than 20 laps to go. So it's gonna be the gloves are off. Gonna see a lot more debris on the track, a lot more aggression now, because it is go time. If you haven't gone now, it is going to be way too late. This is the time. Exiting turn 4, going green. This time by. Hang on to your seats. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Pace car dips off. Wetmore still holds pace speed. Puts on the 4. He does catch a driver's off guard. The outside is stacked up. Hunter McDaniel, Ken Ladd, Cody McFadden on the inside. Zachary Crazy, Tom Wetmore so far propelling past the inside line. So far, Zachary is going to clear McDaniel before entering turn 1. And we have Scott Mitchell on the inside as well of Hunter McDaniel and the 11 of Ken Ladd as well. Oh, and Scott gets loose. He taps the apron. Somehow was able to keep that machine straight. And 81 tries to spark the rescue of the 50 of Scott Mitten with a bump draft. Nope, scratch that. Travis is being pushed for dear life. That's going to be by the 46 of Cody McFadden. And that give a heck of a boost to Travis Pryor for his benefit. And so far, Cody McFadden still all over the 81 of Travis Pryor, occupying the inside of the 11 of Ken Ladd and the 50 of Scott Mitten, side by side.
Yeah, taking a look at the chat, I definitely got to agree with Pat T. It is time to put the hammer down. And that's what these drivers are doing. The 81 of Travis Pryor is going to clear the 50 of Scott Mitten. That's going to put him in 4th position, right behind the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. But, I tell you what, you could not script this any better. Our current points leader out in front, 2nd place in points, is running 2nd place in the race. Hunter McDaniel 3rd. Cody McFadden now running in 4th. Ken Ladd 5th, as it looks like the 81 of Travis Pryor there. Not sure what happened, but oh, we got a big wreck on the front stretch.
Oh, it was 3 wide instant. It includes the 05 of Tommy Massey, 14 of Vern Bradley, 17 of Tommy Haynes, and the caution will fly. So they started the 05 of Tommy Massey and the 26 of Dustin Hart. Let's focus on the 05 of Massey and see what happened.
Well, as we pull up the Dre broadcast, it looks like Tommy Massey and Dustin Hart make contact. That is just, oh, that is, wow, Vern Bradley involved. Andy Starcher there got some. 17 of Tommy Haynes. Wow. Let's take another look here from the blimp view. As we are watching from the Goodyear blimp there, Tommy Massey, Dustin Hart, and just all these other drivers nowhere to go. As it is going to collect quite a few drivers. I see we got some airborne. I wonder if I can get a car number on those, Sean.
I gotta try and help you find these flight drivers.
I think that's going to be Travis Pryor, yeah. So let's rewind to here. Travis Pryor getting collected up into this here. He is going to go down, be pushed down into the grass, make contact with the inside wall. He is going to go on his roof. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what's coming. The in-car with Travis Pryor as he goes rolling. Wow, that's making me dizzy, Sean.
Oh man, yep. He probably broke the record of most flips. Very unfortunate indeed for Travis Pryor. And I'm glad you caught that, Dave, because I could not find whatever car was flipping out there. But very unfortunate indeed for Travis Pryor. Unfortunately, he had a backflip last night in the K&N cars. And rolling right here, flipping right here as well in the truck series. But very, very unfortunate indeed. And Travis had an incident early on tonight where he was forced to use his backup truck. So because of that, he will be stuck on pit road with his pit crew hard at work. And since he blew his motor with all those due to all those flips, I doubt they'll be able to get that machine back up and running in the next 12 laps. So we have 12 laps left. And this track is we ran 39 to 40 second lap times. So I doubt his pit crew is going to have that much enough time to fix it. So unfortunately, that's going to mean he's going to have no choice but to park it behind the wall. But going back up front, we are being led, still being led by Tom Wetmore, Zachary Crazer second, Hunter McDaniel third, Cody McFadden fourth, and Ken Ladd in the 5th place spot. And once we go green next time, we'll be having 10 laps to go, at least less than 10 laps to go. So once again, it has been go time.
Yeah, most definitely. Wasn't expecting that caution, but some of these drivers are going to take advantage to go down and get some fresher tires. That's going to start with the 33 of Vern Markheim down on fresh tires. So from about 13th position all the way back to 24th is going to have fresh new stickers on their trucks.
And the question remains, are they going to be able to get up there and race the leaders? And if they do get up to the leaders, it is going to be bad news for the leaders. Tom Wetmore, Zachary Crazer, Hunter McDaniel, Cody McFadden, and Ken Ladd. So they are trying their best. They will try their best to get up there. But all the traffic in between them and the leaders, that is easier said than done, and this does give us some time for a race interview. So let's focus on the 33, Vern Markheim. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by the 33 of Vernon Markheim. Get a cup there, Vern?
Yeah, 10-4.
How you doing tonight?
We're doing okay. Just up, going forward, going backwards, going forward, going backwards.
Oh, man, sounds very eventful from a perspective. But tonight, Vern will be keeping a very, very low profile. We noticed he had some damage there early on. Was able to get that brand new backup machine out, that Toyota. And ever since then have been just pretty much staying alive and been on the road trying your best to work your way up to the front. But how's the race been besides that?
At the beginning, it was pretty good, and I saved tires, gained quite a few spots, made it to the top 10. Had a mistake coming out of the pits, trying to let the leader by, tapped the wall, slowed me way down, dropped me all the way back to 20th again. You know, I need these long runs. That's what this truck needs. It doesn't need these short runs, although this last little 2-lap, 3-lap session, I was being a little bit more aggressive I have all night, trying to make it towards the front and want to get a top 10.
Oh, copy that. Look forward to seeing you get up to the front here before too long. After having one win there during the regular season, your favorite track or your amazing track, Pocono Raceway. Hopefully you can have your second win in the Chase Series. That definitely would be something. And with what the machine's been doing all race tonight, I mean, we've seen a couple of drivers have some bad luck with looseness due to maybe pushing it too much. How's yours been handling besides that?
Well, I think what they're doing is they're pushing too hard off the corner. They're going in too hard, pushing off too hard. That's what's making it loose. You get a little arrow loose if someone's behind you, so you got to really watch out for that. I think the biggest key to this is just going to be balls to the wall, pedal to the metal, and see what we can do. Look out for this 33 GTR simulator Chevrolet or Toyota. We're going up front.
Oh, 10-4. Well, get to abusing those gas pedals. Well, Vernie are now back 1 to green. Get out to the front here before too long, seeing victory lane, and make us proud as usual.
Thank you.
And that was a 33 of Vernon Markheim, currently 13th place behind the 59 of David White. And we are now back 1 to green. And once we go green, we will have 9 laps left here in tonight's race. Tom White still leading. He has Hunter McDonough on the inside behind him. Zachary Crazy leading the outside with the help of the 46 of Cody McFadden. And Ken Ladd as well is in this mix. New driver, first appearance in the top 10, the 8 of Jamie Christensen. Right behind, starting behind the 46 of Cody McFadden on the outside line.
Yeah, most definitely, Sean, but we are going green. 9-lap shootout here for the checkered. Pace car is off. And hot diggity dog, we are back green flag racing as Tom Wetmore gets out to a good jump. As Zachary Crazer and Hunter McDaniel are side by side as they are getting ready to enter turn number 1. Ken Ladd looking to the inside there of Cody McFadden as we are back green flag racing with 9 laps to go.
And Ken Ladd clears the 46 of McFadden, and that bumps McFadden down to 5th place. And off turn number 2, the 39 of Crazer almost gets too friendly with that wall. Was able to stay off it and scratched unharmed. A single scratch on that. Beats 46 of McFadden on the inside of the 11 of Ken Ladd. Side by side, entering turn 3. Oh, McFadden gets that loose stuff on the inside line. Gets way too loose. Almost overcorrects it. Was able to hang on to it, but because of that, he will lose momentum, speed, and positions as a result.
Tell you what, look right back there. There's the 26 of Dustin Hart. He has just moved back up into the top 5 again as he was able to get around the 46 of Cody McFadden. Also, look who's coming with him, the 27 of Justin Roden.
Yep, Justin Roden here back from the dead. He is now working his way up to the front. He will be up there before too long. He was up front all race long tonight. And unfortunately got a little bit loose there on the during the last 2 restarts, which did set him back quite a ways. But right now he is trying to overtake the 26 of Dustin Hart, but ended up getting a little bit loose there on the exit of turn number 4. And 46 of McFadden on the outside, trying to occupy the 27 of Roden, his outside line. But McFadden is being pushed by the 8 of Christensen.
Yes, Justin Roden's going to try to get to the inside of Dustin Hart. Not able to get there. Looks like now he's going to lose that position because he is going to be on the inside. Cody McFadden there on the outside. as these guys are battling. Going back up front, though, still being led by Tom Wetmore. Hunter McDaniel right there. Zachary Crazer, Ken Ladd, they are now side by side through the front stretch, through the dog leg here, as they are battling for that third position.
And for the back in the pack, the 4 of Ben Kuo so far. Looks like he had some bad luck off turn number 4 and lost about 3 spots to Vern Markheim, David White, and the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And so far, the 50 of Mitchell is in silent as well, and 50 of Mitchell got a piece of the action early on. I mean, last caution we had was able to get that brand new Ferocity machine out, and is back on the road trying to at least have a top 10. Because they now have, let's see, 6 laps left, 5 laps this time by. So fingers crossed, hopefully that's enough time for 50 Mitchell to make some moves here to better his position before the race is over. But going a little bit back up from 47, we find on the inside of 27, Justin Roden still side by side as we speak.
Yeah, these guys are battling. I mean, they're not just going to sit back and take it. As we see Ken Ladd, he is going to take that number 3 position away from Zachary Crazer. But Zachary Crazer coming back with a crossover, trying to get to his inside. He is going to be on the inside. As we see the 6 of Tom Wetmore right there in front of him, he's trying to lose the 57 of Hunter McDaniel, but Hunter McDaniel is on him like a shadow. Meanwhile, Zachary Crazer to the inside of Ken Ladd. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are 4 laps to go. Next flag will end this race.
Oh, I like that right there. Tom Wetmore trying to break the draft between him and the 57 Hunter McDaniel, trying to break that draft. But it did not end up working out once again. I talked about in the beginning of the race that the draft with the trucks is very, very strong. They do draft very well, which makes it's bad news for drivers like Wetmore, who try their best to increase the gap in between them and their opponents. And so you see it right now, Stu's trying to break the draft the best he can, but McDaniel is following as much as he can.
Yeah, I mean, Tom's trying everything to shake him, but Hunter McDaniel's just not going to let him go. Zachary Crazer, though, I tell you, this is a good battle here for third. Here comes Ken Ladd on the inside of Zachary Crazer. They are still battling out for that third position. That is going to let Cody McFadden catch up. We are now 3 laps to go here at Michigan International Speedway.
And Ken Ladd racing 1 groove higher. The outside line has finally come to life, but the outside Zachary Crazer gets a slingshot. Momentum gain off turn 2 and will edge out Ken Ladd, but not enough to clear him before entering turn 3. So Ken Ladd is going to have to work for it. Hopefully have a good entry, a better entry to turn 3 to try and lead on the exit of 4. But they still stay side by side as we speak.
Oh, this is a good battle for third position. Ken Ladd is going to take it 2 laps to go. Tom Wetmore, he is still being shadowed by Hunter McDaniel, but the big battle, Hunter McDaniel was trying to get to the inside. Tom Wetmore not able to do it. Meanwhile, Zachary Crazer, Ken Ladd still battling it out for third position here. Is Zachary Crazer now on the inside of Ken Ladd.
And Dave, as promised, 33 Vernon Markheim has ended up finding 5th gear here, and has moved away from 13th place when we last checked on him up to 7th place as we speak, behind Dustin Hart. And Dustin trying to run the defensive line to keep Vern Markheim behind him. And yep, the white flag has finally flown so far. 6-1 is still leading. Hunter McDaniel is 2nd, but the gap is about 0.2 of a second. So I'm not sure whether or not McDaniel is going to be able to make any difference in his position, or any difference before too long.
I tell you what, man, the battle right here is going to be between Ken Ladd and Zachary Crazer. Zachary Crazer's doing a good job of holding Ken Ladd, but Ken Ladd, he is searching all over the track as they come out of turn number 4. He is going to get to the inside. Here comes Cody McFadden. Yep, Tom Wetmore is going to come away with the win. Hunter McDaniel is going to be in 2nd. Zachary Crazer rounding out your top 3.
Oh man, Ken Ladd made a little bit of a mistake on the exit of 4. He pushed way too hard, and that wall was coming ever closer. He had to lift, which did end up closing the gap in between him and the 46 of Cody McFadden, but he was still able to maintain the 4th place spot. What a heck of a race for the top 5 drivers, and Vern Markheim moving all the way up to 8th place from 13th place as promised. Well, we'll be interviewing the top 3 drivers: Tom Wetmore, Hunter McDaniel, and Zachary Crazer, and a special guest, a special driver. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. So far, we're going to ride with tonight's race winner, 3rd win of the chase. So he's repeated history. So he's going to try and make history better by winning the final race of the Chase, which is going to be at Homestead, Miami. Next race, September 12th, after next week. So we're going to ride with Wetmore. Hopefully see a smoke show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by third-time Chase winner this season, Tom Wetmore, Hunter McDaniel, Zachary Crazer, and a special guest, 26 of Dustin Hart. We're going to start with tonight's race, winner the 6 of Tom Wetmore with the Outlaw Jagger Racing Team. Get a cop there, Tom?
I sure do. Sean, how you doing this evening?
Doing good, and how are you?
Ah, man, just living the dream. Happy to be able to bring this one home. That was a hard one to bring home, that's for sure.
Oh, I can only imagine, Tom. And Tom, last week and the week before that, we talked to you about how whether or not you were going to be able, whether or not you thought you were going to be able to repeat history. And the history is the one I'm talking about, is the one about you winning three of the 5 Chase races of last season. Well, you did it again. How are you able to accomplish that, buddy?
Definitely wasn't able to do it alone. Unfortunately, my crew chief, my eye in the sky, wasn't able to make it this evening, so was able to do it with the help of my teammates, Zachary Kreiser and Curtis Vollmer, come on board for this Truck Series program, and I mean, they're just great guys. I'm glad that Zach and Matt Walzenbach and his team has welcomed me into their TeamSpeak channel, so got to thank them. It's definitely their strategy calls that put me here. But yeah, it certainly wasn't without a challenge. Hunter was definitely the fastest truck on the track. I'm sure you saw several times he ran me down from over a half second away, so he was the truck to beat tonight, and I just got lucky with some track position.
Oh, absolutely. It was an amazing race on your part tonight. Very, very determined, and giving you your 3rd Chase win right here at Michigan International. And starting tonight's race this week, Tom, you were able to take over the points lead away from 39 of Zachary Crazer. Very impressive. But starting tonight's race as well, you were only separated by 4 points. How does that make you feel going into next race, the final race of the season, knowing that Zach is that close behind you, and any mistake you make is going to benefit from it?
Yeah, it's definitely nerve-wracking. This time last year I had a little bit of a bigger gap coming into the final race, but this year I have Zach, who's my teammate, you know, right behind me. So, and then, you know, this great field of Extreme Motorsports 99.com trucks aren't going to make it any easier either. So, it's definitely more than just the race between us two. I know there's 4 or 5 guys that are within striking distance as of tonight. So, it's definitely going to be nerve-wracking, but really happy to be able to come in with a leading position with this Dre Broadcasting Network Silverado.
Oh, copy that. Well, still, we'll wish you the best of luck, but you don't even need our luck. We'll look forward to hopefully seeing you maintain the crown, maintain the title of being the Season 8 champion as well, because that would be absolutely something. Doing the Dre Broadcasting truck, very, very proud. Oh, but any final words before we let you go?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks again to this great league. I mean, guys like Justin Rodden and Hunter McDaniel. I mean, I raced with some of these guys side by side all night long, so it was just outstanding to be able to race clean with them. And you know, while there were 2 cautions tonight, just goes to show some of the great racing tonight, which wouldn't be possible without you know, you guys' support as well. Again, you guys coming on board, you and Dave both on this Dre Broadcasting Network Silverado. I mean, just a huge thank you to you guys. But I kind of want to end it on a little bit more somber note. Unfortunately, one of our admins and league members tonight, Don Kidder, unfortunately his father passed away this evening. So I want to dedicate this win to him and his family, and I hope that he's doing well and that his family's doing okay this evening.
Most definitely. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Kidder family out there. Ladies and gentlemen, keep them in your prayers and thoughts. Well, once again, congratulations on your 3rd win this Chase series so far. We look forward to you making history even better by hopefully winning the next race, Chase Race 5 at Homestead, Miami. Go celebrate, buddy. You earned it. And see you again at Homestead, Miami.
Thanks, guys. Have a great evening.
And that was a 6 of Tom Wetmore with the Outlaw Jagger Racing Team. But right behind him is his biggest opponent tonight, one of the biggest opponents he had tonight, Maverick Motorsports driver Hunter McDaniel, having a heck of a finish last night in the Pro Can-Am Series, and right here too in the Truck Series. Get a go up there, Hunter?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
How you doing tonight?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Just glad to bring this home. Get a podium finish tonight.
Oh, copy that. And tonight, Hunter, you qualified on the pole and was able to stay up front all race long. Had a couple of setbacks here and there, but you were still able to hang on to it and be there for the very end, finishing in 2nd place. And starting tonight's race, Hunter, you actually were 6th place in points behind Ken Ladd. The points are very, very close. How are you feeling about this Chase series so far?
Unfortunately, I think with the race last week, we kind of took ourselves out of the chase. We had a stupid penalty that was just a dumb mistake on my part that I don't think that I'm really within striking distance. So we came into this race, you know, hoping to be the spoiler to maybe shake up the points a little bit and just win a couple races or do something. And so we came out here very motivated. So the points I'm not really too focused on. I mean, it'd be nice to crawl out of the chase with the top 3. But right now, we're just looking for wins, and that's basically it right now.
Oh, 10-4, brother. Very, very sorry about your misfortune from last week, but you never know with your amazing finish here in tonight's race, buddy. You most likely have put out of the hole you ended up maybe putting yourself into. And yeah, most definitely that would really shake things up for the better for the Maverick Motorsports team. And this is about your experience tonight, buddy, from transitioning from the Can-Am cars to the Truck Series. How are we able to adapt to it with the even though there's a very big difference between the two?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference. The cars last night were extremely tight the entire run, and they got really tight at the end, and these trucks were very loose. You couldn't... It was very, very difficult to run below that bottom seam, excuse me, after about the first lap after a restart. So it was definitely a different experience, but I think running this... You run about the same line last night and tonight, so I think that definitely helped me. It helped me get around the track, and so I had my same points all night from last night, that turn-in points and acceleration points, so I think that definitely helped me. But at the end of the day, you know, they are different machines, and they handle a little bit different, and maybe a little bit of practice would have got me one position higher.
Oh, copy that, Hunter. But it was still an amazing transition on your part. Very, very smooth indeed from those machines to these ones. Still doing an amazing job in both series with podium finishes. And how are you feeling going into next week's race at Homestead, Miami? What do you think? How are you going to prepare for that race?
Homestead is a fun track. It's a mile and a half. Mile and a halves are my favorite, probably. So I'm very excited for Homestead. I've got to practice quite a bit on that track, so me and it have some history, so I'm very confident going in. Think we get at least get a top 5, if not better. So that's what we're going to plan to do, and we're going to put our nose to the grindstone and give these guys a run for their money.
Oh, copy. That's exactly what we like to hear. Well, Hunter, any final words before I let you go?
Just once again, I want to, you know, my prayers and thoughts go out to the Kidder family. It just, words can't describe. I just, you know, keep them in my thoughts and prayers, and thanks again to Maverick Motorsports, Ken Ladd. I mean, these guys helped me with this truck and, you know, got me up here. And Travis Pryor, he had some unfortunate luck, but I want to thank him for helping me out.
Congratulations once again on your success tonight there, Hunter, and look forward to seeing you again next race at Homestead, Miami. Have a good one, buddy, and go celebrate.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Sean.
And that was Hunter McDaniel, Maverick Motorsports driver. But next in line is the teammates to the defending champion tonight's race, winner 6 of Tom Wetmore. That's going to be Zachary Krazer with the Outlaw Jagger Racing Team. Good to come up there, Zach.
Yeah, 10-4. How you doing, Sean?
Good, how are you?
You know, it's solid night. Can't complain.
Oh, well, Zach, you know, coming into tonight's race, you were only 4 points behind Tom Wetmore. I mean, in the past you talked about how he's a very, very fast driver. You know, you give it all you have every time you're racing against him. But tell us about your experience tonight racing against him.
I mean, like always, I mean, Tom's usually the man to beat out there, so he's always fast from the get-go. So I mean, definitely learned a lot watching him and Hunter and racing with Ken tonight. Definitely didn't think I had a top 5 truck tonight the way the practice went, but you know, things fell in place. You know, learned some things during the race, and was lucky to end up with a top 3 finish.
Oh, copy that. Very, very nicely said. It was a heck of a night on your part tonight. Yeah, we noticed in the beginning you ended up working your way to the back of the field. You were able to still get back up to the front. And just about your green flag pit stops tonight, because we had a couple of drivers make a few mistakes on pit road, which were quite costly.
I mean, I've definitely you know, gotten snake bitten on pit road before, so I've definitely I've practiced over the last few weeks to make sure I don't screw anything up on there, and make sure I just hit my marks and just get back out there. And I felt like my pit crew was definitely an advantage this week. Definitely gained some spots out there to keep in the top 5.
Oh, absolutely. And going to next week's race at Homestead, Miami, there is Zach. I mean, tonight's race, once again, you were only 4 points behind Tom Wetmore before the race started. And with your amazing finish here tonight on the podium, you're still going to be very, very close in points behind Tom Wetmore. So with that said, what do you think you need to do? Basically, have you spotted any weaknesses that you can pounce on to benefit yourself and get crowned as new champion?
I mean, again, Tom's a really fast driver. I mean, I don't want him. I just got to basically my mindset going into Homestead is definitely just got to start up front, lead the most laps, and win the race. And whatever happens, happens. You know, I can't. You know, I can't hope for him to. You know, I got to hope for him to finish. You know, hopefully outside the top 5, but it's going to be tough. But you know, I'm just happy to have a fighting chance going in here. It's definitely been a dream season, both regular season and this chase. So, you know, whatever happens, I'm gonna definitely go down swinging. I might have to do some strategy to outsmart Tom a little bit, but whatever happens, hopefully, you know, this 39 will hopefully be in victory lane as your champion in a couple weeks.
Oh, copy that. That is all you can do right there. Bring your A+ game as usual, like you always do every single race. And with that, Zach, you can never go wrong. And Zach, you have been an amazing driver all season long, all seasons actually, that we've been with the Extreme Motorsports 99. It's been amazing seeing you grow. You get nothing but better with every single race, and that definitely does not go unnoticed. Well, but in final words, where do you go?
Just thank you guys for a great broadcast as always, the admins of the league, and like everyone's saying, thoughts and prayers are out with Don. This evening, you know, it's a tough situation. I hope to see him back at the track soon.
Well, Zach, congratulations on your success tonight, and look forward to seeing you for the final race of the season, and hopefully seeing a crown over your head, on top of your head, after next week at Homestead, Miami. Have a good night, buddy, and go get ready.
Yeah, 10-4.
And that was 39 of Zachary Crazer, finishing in 3rd place. He is with the teammate to Tom Wetmore with the Outlaw Jagger Racing team. But next in line is 26 of Dustin Hart, who started dead last and ended up in 7th place. Get up there, Dustin.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad.
Well, Dustin, tonight you had a heck of a, I should say, heck of a race. You know, very eventful from your perspective. We noticed you had some bad luck early on. You were involved in at least one wreck, but you were able to recover from that and finish in the 7th place spot. Give us a rundown of your race tonight, some highlights.
Well, like you said, we started from pretty much dead last, and we fought our way up, and cautions definitely helped us out. We were basically spot on during pit road pit stops, but yeah, we got caught up in a few wrecks. I've done some apologizing already. I feel bad for taking either both of those guys out, or at least the first one. We talked about the second one, but it was definitely fun to go from dead last to back up to the 7th place. But that last restart, I got pushed up the track and definitely lost some positions. If that didn't happen, I was able to hold them off. Probably would have gotten the top 5.
Oh, most definitely. And tonight, Dustin, we heard about how these machines were icy loose But despite that, did the machine meet your expectations tonight?
Yeah, it felt pretty good. Like they said, if you get on that bottom lane, it's pretty much flat, so you get a little sideways. The first few laps on fresh tires, you're able to use that bottom line, but after that, you kind of have to arc down into the turn and hold the line above the bottom one. But other than that, it tracked out pretty good.
Oh, 10-4, very, very glad to hear that. And Dustin, you've done an amazing job all season long. I've had some ups and downs, but despite that, you still pulled through tonight, going from dead last to 7th place, once again working your way through the field, executing some excellent green flag pit stops, and being extra successful tonight, right here in the top 10. What are your expectations for our next week's race at Homestead, Miami? How much experience do you have there?
Well, I'm definitely going to need some practice before I head there, but for this season so far, I'm basically taking it easy, getting some friends on the track, and having some fun. Next season comes around, it's going to be more competitive, as I'm going to be basically in every race, so next week, just going to see how it goes and have some fun.
Absolutely nice. I like that a lot. Gonna make friends now and break their hearts next season. I like that a lot. And actually, Dustin, you also have a viewer in the chat who was rooting for you all race long. It was Kathy McHenry.
Thank you very much. That's my mother.
Oh, 10-4. Yeah, she was in the chat there rooting on you. And looks like you kept you motivated tonight. Watch your way throughout the field and finishing the top 10 in the 7th place spot behind Curtis Vollmer. Oh, that's any final words before I let you go.
I just want to thank you for broadcasting this race. You guys are great, and thoughts and prayers out to Don's family, of course, and having fun here at Xfinity Motorsports Racing.
Well, congratulations on your success tonight, Dustin. Despite the hardship you went through all race long tonight, you put through it. Was successful in the long run, in the very end, finishing top 10 in 7th place. Look forward to seeing you for season finale next week at Homestead, Homestead Miami Speedway. Have a good night, buddy, and go celebrate. You earned it.
Thank you. Bye.
And that was the 26th of Dustin Hart, and that rounds up interviews. Dustin Hart, Zachary Crazer, Hunter McDaniel, Tom Wetmore. Dustin Hart 7th, Crazer 3rd, McDaniel 2nd, and Tom Wetmore winning tonight's race. That was a heck of a race, Dave. I am very, very speechless, very, very exhausted in a very good way. And it's been an honor broadcasting tonight's race, the Carreras for Veterans 200 for Chase Race 4 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. Any final thoughts there, Dave?
It was just a great race. Couldn't ask for anything better. Exciting finish. Can't wait till next week or next race when we crown a champion.
Absolutely can't wait. The question remains, is Tom Wetmore going to hang on to the title of being champion, or is it going to be taken away from him? Because we have a lot of guys and drivers in points. He talked about how it's not only Zachary Crazer who's his biggest opponent, but Scott Mitten, Travis Pride, Ken Ladd. These guys too are close enough to snatch it away from Tom Wetmore. So he knows that any mistake he makes could be deadly, could be very costly to him. And thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, for the Carreras for Veterans 200 Chase Race 4 Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. The next race is going to be September 12th after next week, because once again, keep in mind that Extreme Motorsports is off next week due to some maintenance going on or taking place here on the iRacing. The next broadcast will be Hardline Racing Truck Series. Oh, and the Chase Race 5 on September 12th is going to be entitled the Chevy Crate 200 at Homestead, Miami. The next broadcast tomorrow night, Hardline Racing Truck Series with David Everly and Tana Sharp. And for you guys who are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you get notified every single time we go live, because we are live 6 nights a week. And that's different tracks, different machines, different drivers, but the excitement always stays nothing but higher and gets nothing, or stays nothing but high and gets higher with every single race. And for all the new viewers out there who would like to be a part of the action right here on the racetrack, who would like to be drivers next season of the Extreme Motorsports 99, they do run Camping World Truck Series on Tuesdays. Start with Monday nights Road Series and Can-Am Series on Monday nights. Tuesday nights Truck Series, Wednesday nights Xfinity Series, and Thursday nights they do run the Cup Series, which is the Gen 6 cars. And Gen 6 Series, Thursday nights and Wednesday nights Xfinity Series is broadcast live on OSR Network, so check them out with Joe White OSR Network on YouTube. I am Sean Zulu and David Everly behind the cameras. You are watching the Dre Broadcasting Network. Have a good night and thanks for watching. See you next race.